Hey, what's going on, yo? So, at the recommendation of my buddy Geek Soul Brother, I decided to go check out Faces of Death on Thursday. Now, for those that aren't familiar with Faces of Death, this movie is pretty much paying homage to the other Faces of Death movies that came out back in the day. Faces of Death was really an underground cult classic that goes as far back as 1978. There were three movies based on Faces of Death, and it was really one of those viral videos before things became viral and stuff. It was before viral became viral. That's the best way that I can describe it. Example, my first time hearing about a movie like this was back in 1993 when a friend of mine from high school brought in the VHS, and like that movie was like taboo back then. But I digress. And I'm looking forward to telling you a bit more about this movie. So with that being said, this is El Camino, and welcome to my Flick Report. So in this movie, Barbie Ferreira plays a content moderator by the name of Margot, and she's pretty much in charge of deciding what can be seen on the internet versus what can't. So, she's in charge of like putting things up and flagging things. And she ends up coming across some videos that look a bit too real to her liking. So she does some digging and she finds out that these videos that she's watching is paying homage to videos from the Faces of Death movies that came out, 30 and 40 years ago. So as she does her digging, she's realizing that, there may actually be a killer out there who's, recreating these made up, incidences regarding deaths in the movie, but making them real. Enter Dacre Montgomery's character, Arthur Spivak, who's the guy pretty much putting these videos up. And yeah, Margot is really going down a rabbit hole to see if he's actually committing these murders. And yeah, the story pretty much picks up from there. Now, this movie is definitely a modern rendition of what an 80s slasher movie would be like. And I gotta be honest with you, I really wasn't mad at how they paid homage to, the other movies that came out, 30 and 40 years ago. Now, the content in this movie is very dark, very graphic, and again, it's definitely a slasher movie. So this movie is an acquired taste, even for horror fans. Not all horror fans like slasher movies, and this one gets pretty graphic. So yeah, just watch, go into this movie knowing that it's going to be something like that. Now, for horror fans, this movie can easily be a hit or a miss. For me, it is a hit. I feel as though, once again, they did a pretty good job of paying homage to the other Faces of Death movies that came out back in 70s, 80s, and early 90s. With that being said, though, would I rate this movie a chuleta? No, not necessarily, because again, this movie is an acquired taste. It's not for everybody. So for that reason, El Camino rates this movie, Faces of Death, a Tembleque. All right. Yeah, watch it at your own risk. You've been warned. It's the type of content that it is. It's out in theaters now. With that being said, you all have a great night and God bless. Peace.